Namaste, shalom, salam, everybody. Sat Nam, this is Mother Sophia. Now, today I'm going to talk about a subject that I've been meaning to talk about for quite some time, and that is that I talk and can talk to people who have left the physical world, dead people. Now, how do I do that? I don't say, oh, this person is mentioning something about. I do say that sometimes, but I channel. So what that means is I allow the soul of that person to use my body as an instrument to speak to whoever they want to speak to. And the way that this happened was I didn't learn to do this. I did ayahuasca in 2015, and my dad died half an hour before I did the ayahuasca, and I hadn't spoken to my father for 15 years. And during the ceremony, there was a lot that happened. You don't do ayahuasca and things like this happen. A lot that happened, almost like a training ground, or I remembered how to. So I remembered my past lives. They woke up. I remembered. And it's not like, oh, I remember I'm a healer. It was the process of actually doing that showed me, oh, that's what you used to do. So anyway, so during the ceremony, there was many things that happened. My father took over my body and started to speak, as did Mother Mary. And it was one of the most sacred experiences I've ever had in my life. It gave me so much peace. And I was brought up a Muslim, and also the Abrahamic religions, they all tell you that it's evil to do such things. It's not the religion itself. I believe these things were changed, because if you go to the roots of the Abrahamic religions, they do go back to ancient Egypt, where, you know, the mysteries were practiced. So going back to my dad speaking, he took over my body and he said, I've done bad things. Sophia can take them away. So that was something else that I do, is take away evil, take away bad things. And after that, I went to the funeral, and my dad came again, but this time it wasn't as pleasant, in the sense that I was at my brother's house after, and my body started to shake. I felt my dad coming inside me. He was crying, and if you saw me, I was sitting on the floor crying, going, oh, I was so bad to your mum. But it was Dad using my body as an instrument. And everybody was shocked, and he said things that only my father would know, that I didn't know, because I had no contact with him for 15 years. Anyway, after that, things kept happening. I'd be in the supermarket and I could feel somebody wanting to speak to someone. Eventually I spoke to someone and said, look, this is happening to me. What do I do? And they said, well, you can close your channels. So these are all new terms for me at the time. So my past lives woke up. I was a healer, an ancient priestess in ancient Egypt and in Mexico, and in India. So they all woke up, and with that, the gifts that I was born with back then woke up. Now, I want to tell you what I've learned, or the wisdom I can give to you about what happens when you die. First of all, there's no heaven and hell. Basically, what happens is that you will see your whole life in front of you, and anybody that you've hurt, you will feel their pain. So there's no hell, you don't get burnt. But you do feel the pain that you've caused other people and their suffering. And call it purgatory if you want, the place you go to after you die, where you're watching everything. You don't get out of there until the person on this side has stopped suffering. So that could be a long time. And if that person has passed on their suffering to their child, you continue to suffer. Not very nice. It's actually horrible. I've experienced it because I had to face a near-death experience in order to be where my father was. And I learned that I judged my father, which is why we weren't speaking. And I cried for what seemed like an eternity, saying, I judged my father, I judged my father, I shouldn't have done that. So by me telling you this, and I'd love this word to come out to everybody, like to be the word of the Bible, that everybody understands what happens when you die, that you see all the pain that you have caused, and you will experience it from a place of consciousness, from a place of love. And it will hurt to know that you have caused so much pain to somebody else. Now, when you understand this is what I think it will, I wish this was in the Bible and the Quran, because it would stop people from doing anything bad and hurting other people. So that's something I want you to think about. And the other thing is forgiveness. When I do healings, I work with a lot of people who have unfinished business with those who have passed away. And generally those people are hanging around for a number of reasons. Sometimes it's because they need forgiveness from the person they have wronged. And forgiveness, I now understand through my knowing from waking up, breaks the bond of attachment between you and the other person from their unconscious act of hurting you, because you have to be unconscious to hurt somebody. Something has overtaken your body, something has happened, because the evil was working on this planet through the children of light. But there are also negative entities on this planet, or have been, who have now left. So the forgiveness is basically saying, I give you back this energy that I took as my own. So if you were bullying or raping or whatever it is somebody else, by me forgiving you for doing that, I'm saying, you know what, I forgive you. Here, take it back. It's yours, your energy. Then that person has to deal with that. And it's energetic. Even if they don't understand, it's energetic. It doesn't mean you let them get away with it again. Now, this forgiveness will help release souls who are stuck in purgatory, so to speak. I had a case the other day where I've had 2 cases before where they didn't want to forgive the person that had passed. One was that the father had raped them, and the other one I can't really say right now, because it's it's quite fresh, so I don't want to talk about it. And she couldn't forgive the father. Anyway, between the conversation that they had through me as a channel, she called me 2 weeks later and she'd forgiven him. She felt his protection for the first time, and the love of a father, which she'd never felt before. And finally forgave him, giving both him freedom and her freedom. And ultimately, that's what forgiveness is. So my message really is that don't wrong anyone, don't hurt anyone. Don't spy on people, don't lie to people for your own benefits, because if that person suffers, even if they know that you were not the cause of it, because that somebody might be lying. It happened to me in my family where somebody lied about something and it caused 20 years of separation between me and my mother. And also this particular person also spied on my business, and instead of getting upset and angry, I just walked away and let her go, and I forgive her for what she's done, but not forget. So, and she will suffer what she has caused, so that she might know it consciously. So she might consciously know what she has done wrong. And actually her suffering has started on this planet, got nothing to do with me, but that's karma. So again, you can also suffer on this planet one way or the other, because karma will get you, so to speak, because there is a law in this universe. So forgiveness, first of all, is to break that unconscious, that bond, that energy that you've taken, which doesn't belong to you, it's the other person's, and to set them free after they've died. And sometimes, as I said, people don't do it until they're ready to. And that readiness is about their own understanding of self. So that's what it is. When you die, there's no hell. There's only the things that the pain and the suffering that you've caused others for you to feel. So live your life with kindness and love, because we are all one. And at the end of the day, when you hurt somebody else, you're really hurting yourself. If you lie and cheat to someone, you're really lying and cheating to yourself. And that you find out when you die, because that energy comes back big time. Let's live this life without any of that, and the afterlife, and all the lives that we exist in as one energy, because we exist all the time and infinitely. Sending you much blessings and love.